Motherless Baby Camel, the second story. The baby camel was running across the sea when a big red rock blocked its way again. The baby camel kept running for several days, but couldn't cross over the rock. Then, the baby camel met a big snake and asked it for help. The snake bored a hole through the rock. The baby camel never stopped looking for its mother. When its legs hurt too much, it lay down to rest. Khan's camel herd turned the camels out to grass, but one white camel kept running away. So the camel herd chained its legs. But that white camel, even with its legs chained, tried to run away over and over again. So the camel herd chained it to a pole. Now the mother camel had no choice but to spend her days in sadness. One day, however, she thought she heard her baby's call. Hearing her baby's call, the mother camel began to cry, stamping around the pole. At the time, Khan's old woman slave came to the mother camel and untied her, saying, "I need to milk this camel." Freed from the chain, the mother camel ran for 2 days toward her baby's voice. The mother camel kept running for 3 days to finally get to where her baby lay, and she suckled her baby. There, Khan's camel herd showed up and beat the mother camel with an iron stick. The mother camel couldn't get up. 2 eagles flew to the baby camel, left alone.
"Its meat seems too tender for us, doesn't it?"
said the eagles. The baby camel said, "My master was to send 100 white camels to Khan in heaven, but he was 1 camel short, so my mother was sent to Khan." The baby camel told the eagles that it had set out to look for its mother, and finally met its mother, only to see Khan's camel herd show up and beat its mother to death. The she-eagle said, "Eating this baby camel the size of a hat won't satisfy our appetite by half. And we never know, the same thing may well happen to our own children. So we must take this poor baby camel back to its home village." The 2 eagles flew up into the sky, carrying the baby camel on their backs, and they brought the baby camel back to its home village. The rich man's maid went hunting early in the morning and saw 2 eagles alight on the hilltop. As the maid went closer, she saw the baby camel. Feeling sorry for the baby camel, the maid brought it to her house and took care of it, feeding it with grass and water. Soon, the baby camel became healthy again. A year later, the rich man heard that the baby camel had come back. The rich man thought,
I'll wait for another year and bring the baby camel back next year.
Over the year, the baby camel grew up to be a full-grown she-camel of a fierce temper. When the rich man heard of it, he sent one of his slaves to bring back the camel. The slave returned from the maid's house and said,
Master, the camel is trying to kill people. I barely escaped myself.
The rich man said to the slave,
Then take a herd of camels with you and use them to lure it into my house.
The slave drove a herd of camels to the maid's house. But the she-camel won over all the other camels to her side and chased the slave out of the maid's house. The rich man came to the maid's house and said,
I want my camel back.
The rich man came to the maid's house and said, The maid replied, Pay me for the years of work I have done for you as your maid. The rich man urged again,
I want my camel back.
The maid said, I've never taken your camel. You are the one who sent its mother to the Lord of Heaven, separating the mother from her baby. And she went back in her house. When the she-camel hurtled toward him, the rich man got scared and ran away. This is the story of a maid and a baby camel that has long been passed down.